that
I'm
rapper's
here, I'm
brain.
here.
Hi!
Yo, what's good?
What's good? What's good? So, I mean, you're a rapper. Duh. So, how do you tell us how you write your stuff? Like, your story, lah.
Shit, my story. Yo, it sounds like such a this some origin story. How I write my lyrics is so I like wordplay, and that's the topic that we'll be talking about today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so wordplay is essentially a play on words, So I like to alter meanings of what the initial word is, or maybe see how it could fix with a punchline. Like how you like to play with puns, right?
I mean,
That's
I
exactly how
heard
it
that
is.
you like to play puns too.
Like,
I guess it's the same thing, right? Yeah.
it's essentially the same thing, but I guess people think of puns more of a comedic relief, but it can apply to lyrics as well. It's just in the tone on how you set it, because if you make it very silly, then people will not take your lyrics seriously now. So yeah.
Okay. So, give us some of
Mhm.
your nice rap punchlines, lah. I want to hear them now. Oh my gosh, we cannot take each other seriously. By the way, guys, fun fact: me and Asyraf, we go way back. Okay, we go way back. Before any of this happened.
Hashtag
Before
throwback.
I joined Fly, before he became rapper, rap star, what up?
Alamak.
So this is fun. This is like a hangout, but with you guys watching.
Yeah, this is exciting, Yeah, I feel like this whole session is gonna be how we usually are.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit more crack, yeah.
Very crack. But okay lah, we tone down a bit, okay?
We tone down, okay? This is what? Wait, so this is called SKMCO, which means Sekolah Kebangsaan,
Yes, correct. Sekolah Kebangsaan Movement Control Order. So we want to learn
Movement
something new
Control
from home.
So this is like a fellow cikgu. Cikgu.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cikgu
yes,
Asyraf. Tolong ajar sikit.
Cikgu to another cikgu. So kita baru di sekolah control order. Okay. So how do we start this? Usually teacher, they just come in and then ask people to open the books.
Yeah,
So I thought
I'm
you all
like your
are taking
student
notes
lah,
at
and
home.
everybody else. So teach us something lah.
I feel like this is funny because so you know how there will always be people who go up to like rappers and be like, "Hey, bro, ajar lah rap. Hey, how you rap? It's like you can't. I feel like you can't really teach another person to rap. I guess you can like learn rhyme schemes, which is what we're going to be talking about today.
Rhyme schemes. Okay, so what? You start off with a concept or like a sentence or a word, and then you start rhyming, or what? How
Okay,
do you...
so what I like to do, especially with a lot of like my raps on Instagram, is that I like to find a theme. That's why it's always thematic, either a celebration or festive season. And recently I've been doing quarantines, like basically my whole experience being quarantined at home. And okay, let me see what we have to be shared today. Okay, so as I was mentioning, wordplay is basically a play on words, and I feel like there's no rules, which is why I can't explain to people this is how you create punchlines or you create rhymes. There are different writing styles, that's for sure. You have people who write lyrics which are literally, or people who write figuratively, more metaphorical.
Okay.
So in order for a wordplay or like punchlines to exist, I feel like you need to use both writing styles, where you have a meaning of a word, one that's literal and one that's figurative. Okay?
Wow.
So maybe as an example, I prepared for you like a lot of examples today.
Oh wow.
I was so nervous, man. Like, dang, what are we gonna share today? Okay, so this is one that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
Okay, this is by a rapper called. His name has a vulgar word. Do I just say it or do I not say it? His name is Joey Bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Alright, okay,
All
you know
right.
him, alright. So he has this line that says, "Traded in my Nikes for a new mic. I guess it's safe to say he sold soul for his new life."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He sold soul,
So-
tapi like kasut soul, but also
Yes,
soul.
exactly. Exactly. The word play here is the word soul. So soul daripada jiwa, jiwa, and also the sole of your shoes. But I feel like as we were talking about themes, right? We need to think of topics essentially of what you wanna rap about. So if you look at these lines, the topic could be Nikes. Let's just randomly say like, okay, this is the shoe brand. So how do we play on words with that? So the flow that I will be sharing with you guys today is I feel like when you have a topic that you want to talk about, you think about nouns, you think about maybe a phrase, a quote, or any words that associate with the theme that you're going for.
Oh, okay. So I got it. I think, okay, so if you're going to talk about Nike, right? So I could be like, yo, I tengah pakai Nike. When I sing a song, I kena naik my key. You know what I mean? Is that how you do it?
That is how you could play around with the words, yeah.
Okay.
Which is wordplay. You could play around with the I guess the pronunciation of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, like I think as an example just now when we talked about soul, right? From the way you hear it, it can be two meanings, soul or soul, however people want to see it. Yeah. But like macam you cakap perkataan Nike, like getting on, right? That could be a totally other form of wordplay. So going to like what's a simpler way, I wouldn't say this is basics. I wouldn't tell people this is rap 101, man. Like I know I'm a rapper, tapi aku bukan macam, I'm not like so knowledgeable to give you guys.
I'm just sharing. Guru lah.
Yeah, man. I'm just sharing what I do, what I like to do. Yeah. And one thing about writing rhymes, right? You gotta remember that to make it sound oomph or like make the punchline a punch is that you always gotta exaggerate them.
Okay.
But I don't mean by lying. I don't mean by saying things that are untrue. That's why people always comment about like, oh, this rapper is never true to himself because he raps about, oh, I got like big house, I got a mansion, I got like so much money. But only if it's factually true, then you would say this kind of thing. So for instance, like maybe you want to say that your rhyme scheme is like sick, or like when you spit bars, it's sick, right? That's when you can exaggerate like, oh, it's so sick that it's contagious to everybody else. Of course, that's a figurative way of saying.
Oh.
But like, like you exaggerate a bit. Tak, memang lah aku spit, you won't get infected, right? But that's to enhance the meaning of it. Does that make sense so far?
That's awesome. I mean, basically, it's like you're sort of repeating yourself, but to sort of, how do I put this? To sort of like intensify the meaning of whatever you're saying.
Intensify. Yes, exactly. But not lie about yourself.
Faham.
Yes. Okay, so going right to it, the kind of ways that you can come up with lyrics in your rhymes is you need to think of nouns. Okay. So what are nouns? Nouns are essentially, words to identify people, places, things, etc. So you guys can I'm not sure how we're gonna do this.
Yeah, Ida Wahab already has one. She's like, kita masak asam pedas, keluar dapur rasa panas. Yo.
Okay. Kita masak asam pedas, keluar dapur rasa panas. That I would say is no. That's great. Those are lines. Those are lyrics. And I would say that is a literal meaning. Like kita masak asam pedas kat dapur sebab bahang rasa panas kan. Or I guess in a figurative way of saying it is like, I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen cooking some beets. You know like the beets yang macam sayuran tu, beets.
Oh.
I'm in the kitchen cooking some beets.
Correct. No, I was thinking of beats really, like musical beats, but you're right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really saying as I'm thinking. I told you, gua bukan profesh, but I'm saying how I can think. But yeah, I'm cooking beets in the kitchen, and I think it's really hot. Yeah. So in the kitchen could also be interpreted as in the studio.
Faham.
So in songwriting, you it's not enough for you to interpret to yourself what you think the meaning is, but it's a message essentially. So if the other people can understand what you try to mean from that, then that's great lah. So yeah, sorry. So here's another good example of like expanding words and playing with the words, right?
Okay.
So there's this line by Childish Gambino on Bonfire. Do you know the song Bonfire?
I think so. I've heard it a few times.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines in that song is that my green is where it's supposed to be, your green is in my grocery.
I mean,
So the topic of conversation right now he's playing is with the word green, or people think of it as a color, right? So when he says my green is where it's supposed to be, like my money is where it's supposed to be because of my success, and your green is in my grocery, meaning that you are the ones who are purchasing my music for me to support and buy my groceries.
yo, that is wild. That is insane. I never actually thought rap would be so deep. Like, that's deep, Rob. That's like so
It's
many
like deep.
layers, you know?
I mean, rap is rhythm and poetry, you know? So even if you read poetry, there's so much deeper meanings to it.
Wow,
Yeah.
this whole
So-
time I just thought you rhyme really well. But then I realized, no,
Yeah,
it's more than that.
Rhyming is fine, but it can just be simple lyrics lah. But if you want to punch, you gotta have a deeper meaning to it. So you know how, like, this is how anybody could interpret it, or maybe how he interpreted it. Like, green is in my grocery, like you buy my music, right? But I could also interpret it as your green in my grocery, as in like your envy is within the things that I buy because you're envious of my lifestyle.
Oh, I was thinking like, because he likes her, so he's like, yo, you can buy whatever you want at the groceries with my money. That's what I thought.
Boleh juga.
Kan?
Exactly. And that's the beauty of like wordplay. So we're gonna be talking about double entendres today. Entendres. Such a complicated word.
It's quite complicated. Yeah, say it again.
Say it. Double entendres.
All right. Oh yeah, tell us about this. Yeah.
I cannot take this seriously now. Okay, so double entendres basically mean words or like lines that have another meaning to it, double meanings.
Okay.
That you can play with it. So going back to how you want to construct those, you want to look for a noun, or it could be a proper noun. So proper nouns are basically names lah, identities. Like you are a person, that's a noun. But Ili is your proper noun, right? So we can play with proper nouns for identity, and then after that, you would write down that word and write things that associate with it,
Okay.
or things that are descriptive of that thing. So let's say, for example, let's say your room lah. I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
you know, let's say your room, right? I don't know. Let's say your room, and then associations with it could be home, or a safe place,
Okay.
or maybe if you want to expand it a bit further, let's play something with the room service. I don't know, or HQ, stuff like that. And then once you have all of these elements together, that's when you want to construct it. The rhyming comes after, I feel, because this is my personal opinion. You can ask a lot of other rappers. I think Emaniac was here just now. If you're still here, you can share your opinions. Like for me, I would like to write the pointers of what it's about and then think about rhyming. Rhyming is cool. It sounds nice, but it's not essential firstly.
So you should try and rhyme lastly lah. Everything else you should put into consideration. Everything else, because it's much more meaningful, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you can enunciate the message that you want to send to people. So a good example of using proper nouns or a name, right? Is this line from Chance the Rapper in his song called Ultralight Beam. And I think you know this person that he's talking about. The line is, trying to snap photos of Fam Leah. My girl looks just like Sia. You can't see her.
That's so good.
So if I were to analyze like how he wrote this line, right? Maybe the root word was the proper noun was Sia. You know, so he's trying to see what you can play with Sia. Is there a double meaning to it, right? Because it's a name, right? Or is there another word that sounds like it? So it could be see her. And then specifically in this line, he was talking about his firstborn daughter, right? So once you have the topic Sia, and then you have the daughter as an element that associates with it, you form whatever you can. So maybe because it's a baby girl, it's hard to take pictures of her in a family photo, you know. So that's why I said trying to snap photos of family. My girl looks just like Sia, you can't see her. Or it can be interpreted as it's a newborn baby girl and he is somewhat of like an artist, right? A very popular artist. Paparazzis always want to get in on it. So he wants the privacy that he has with his daughter. So that's why paparazzis can't take pictures of her.
Wow, that's so interesting, because now I'm like thinking, when a rapper writes whatever that they write, like they have their own meaning to it, but everybody else would like sort of take it as a different meaning. So like, do you want your listeners to have that meaning that you were trying to portray, or you don't really mind that they would be thinking about something else, you know?
Of course, it would be great if people understood what I meant.
Yeah.
Tapi I feel like if people don't understand what you are saying, it must be really complex or complicated.
Memang deep macam banyak layers
like,
you know?
Yeah. But I feel like this is just a personal preference. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be too complicated that people don't get it. It's like when you say those lines, you want to make people go like, oh.
Yeah.
And if there's a third meaning behind it, which is like from your point of view, then that's great.
Okay.
But solely for commercial use, for other listeners to appreciate your song, you want it to be understandable to them. Because at the end of the day, you as an artist, you don't want to write songs just for you. You want it to be for other people.
Wow, look at this guy, huh? You know what's up. You know what's up. So Asyraf, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you told me that you have like examples of some rap punchlines that you've written yourself. Do you?
I do have. Okay.
Share, let's get.
Yeah, okay. So I'll share you this one that I did last year, and the theme was, remember, theme, and then think of the nouns that you have, right? So the theme was Ramadan, fasting month. So that was the theme, fasting. Ramadan. So that was the theme, and then my noun, right? Is that correct? Noun. Noun is Ramadan. So I was trying to play around with Ramadan, and then I looked for words that were associating with it, right? So Ramadan, if you say it in another way, it could be Ramadan, like
I'm done.
You know, I'm done. Siap. Yeah. So that could be one aspect of it, and you can play it with that. But here's like a tip as well for me. You can come up with great punchlines, just like how you how you come with puns, right? Right? You know how people say, "Oh, that's such a lame pun." Why do people say it's lame? It's because it's been heard before.
Ah,
right?
Okay.
It's like we saw that coming. It's expected. So when I wrote down Ramadan, okay, that is one way. That is the punchline. But how do I make it uncommon that people hear it, but like they are actually focusing on other things? So from Ramadan, I thought of the word Rama instead, because you already separated Rama and Dan, right? So Rama could be like butterfly, Rama.
Yeah, or like your friend Rama.
Yes, exactly. And people don't even need to know your friend Rama.
Yeah.
As long as you set up a storyline before that, so people get a rough idea of how your friend is, and then you can hit with a punchline. So for me, I came up with Rama afterwards as a closing line, and I thought back to, instead of using other words, maybe I could use a quote or a phrase. So phrase and quotes are very useful for you, and like if you're writing in Malay as well, you boleh guna peribahasa banyak. Right, so I was thinking about the word by Muhammad Ali, which is sting like a bee, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Do you know that line? Right, so float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So when I thought about it, this takes a bit of process, by the way, but this is when you want to write associations and descriptions, right? So when I thought about Rama, okay, this is the quote that popped in my head. So I thought, let's play around with butterfly. And then, since we are talking about punchlines at the time, and I was doing puns in the theme of Ramadan, so I restructured it, and I didn't think about the rhyme, you know. I didn't know where butterfly was going to come in. I didn't know where Ramadan was going to come in. So I structured it in a way that was understandable. So here I am. I'm gonna sting like a bee, and I'ma hit you with the puns. Then I'll float like a butterfly. Rama Rama, done.
Dang! Okay, this is so interesting. So, you know what? This whole conversation, I feel like every time you come up with something new, this will be me, like, envisioning you just sitting down and like, okay guys, this is the theme right now. And then just writing down everything. That is so cool.
Yeah, take a whiteboard, take a piece of paper. Like, when I structure my rhyme, like, if I wanted to, like, macam very basic rhymes, of course I can. By rhyming, you could just rhyme anything. So if I were to say like poster, I could say holster, etc., etc. But if it does not relate, then it might not be a good few lines of lyrics. You know,
Yeah.
if you can somewhat relate them and make it into a punchline, that's where people are like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like both, you know? It's like both. Like, it means something, it's like double, triple meanings. But it also like sort of vibe with what you're saying. It's the same word but different meaning. That's so cool.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is why I want to remind people, like, there's no formula. There's no standard formula of like how to create punchlines. Wordplay is play, which means it's open for all. You can do whatever you want with the words, but these are just basic templates or guidelines of like how you want to start with it. Okay, you want to hear another one?
Oh my god, yes. You gotta do it like your style, you know how you say it? Like
Oh, okay. You want to hear another line from me or another
Can.
Okay, so this is from another rapper. This is Vic Mensa, and he was talking about him being a star lah, essentially, right? So I'm thinking his theme was talking about stars and being the best. So what else takes people's attention in the media? He's talking about like major singing shows. So he had American Idol, X Factor, and The Voice. Okay, and the line was, everybody trying to be American Idols. My X Factor is that I'm the only one with the voice.
Uish! Dia 3 in 1 terus!
3 in 1.
Academy Fantasia mana?
Exactly. And this falls back to he's using 3 different proper nouns. So you just think of that. Sorry, the noun is probably star lah. But then he came in with the names and the proper nouns to make them as punchlines. So yeah, that's basically essentially how you wanna structure things out. There are different ways of you. I feel like this one is like a much afterthought to macam make people go like, oh. So there's this one line from Sona One, which is the song "Look Around," right? And this one, I realized he was playing this line. You might not get it at first, but when you think about that line back, you're just like, oh shit, that was smart. So his line was, always on my feet, stand high, like the opposite of lay low, living like the opposite of painful.
Okay.
So when you hear it first, it's like, oh, okay, he's just rhyming low and painful, right? But like if you listen to it a few times, like I'm always on my feet, stand high, like the opposite of lay low.
Oh, okay.
Or like keeping low key, right? And then living like the opposite of painful. So the opposite of painful is what? Like you're living good, you're living luxurious, you're living great.
Oh.
So in a way he was bragging. He's like, he's not just saying like, oh, I'm standing. I mean, first he's saying like I'm standing tall, but I'm also living great, man. Opposite of painful.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so interesting. The next time I hear a rap song, like every sentence I'm just gonna dissect, you know, like wait.
Yeah.
There must be double meaning, man.
That's why you have like videos on YouTube of rappers to like dissect their lyrics and everything. Yeah, that is also one other line. If you watch my like Ramadan video earlier, right? Sorry, the one I was talking about earlier. There's this line that I said. Yeah, I need the dough. I need the dough.
Oh.
Mahu makan roti kaya.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah. So when I wrote this, it was in the context of it was Ramadan, and then macam like you want to spend on so much food, but then you are like, oh, I'm still broke though. But you're hustling for the money, right? So it's like I need the dough, like I need to get that bread, but you are also making it. And then mahu makan roti kaya. Roti kaya, of course, roti kaya, but also kaya in the interpretation of being rich.
Wait, mind blown though. That is so mind blowing. That's so cool. I mean, when it comes to like writing songs, it's a little bit different than rap though, because songs is like more. It can be like a double meaning or whatever, but it's sort of like more personal. Like you don't really know what the singer is singing about, but it's like a Easter egg for the singer or whatever. People just interpret it however they want.
But I do believe like you can still use double entendres or like all these other meanings of wordplay within songs as well. Like, can you think of a song of like wordplay you have in like your songs before?
What song?
I don't know. No, I'm just asking.
Like whatever song that has like I would think has like a double meaning. It doesn't
necessarily have to be rap. It doesn't have to be hip hop.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like Adele's. I'm starting to think of Adele Hello.
Adele Hello. Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, she's trying to reach out to someone, right? So it could be like she's on the phone, right? But it could also be like she's like kat luar, she sees the guy on the other side. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the other meaning is, yeah, we get it. Her context, like her theme is, yes, I'm trying to reach out to someone.
Okay.
But like we don't know whether it's through the phone or could it be like in a room. It's probably through the phone lah, cause.
Faham. That could be, that way, that method of songwriting could be literal or figuratively, which is like, hello, like I'm just greeting you, or like I'm actually just seeing you from a distance.
Yeah,
but
or
I feel
she's
like
talking about her brain. She's thinking about him. What?
Betul? But I feel like that is not so much to be considered as a punchline.
That's true.
That one is more of like the meaning of the writer. Yeah.
So it's just completely different, I think.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Oh my gosh, Asyraf, thank you so much for this lesson.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, like every single rap song from this moment on, when I hear it, I'm just gonna dissect every single sentence. Like, especially your sentences, okay? Also, you did mention that a new song will be out. I don't know.
Yes.
I just heard it from you. So do you want to share it? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Firstly, thank you everybody for joining in. I'm so sorry I'm not reading everyone's like comments also. But we can have a separate conversation after this. So next week, I'm gonna be dropping a new song, which is my first single with Universal Music. And this is also a song that was collaborated between Universal Music and Def Jam. So Def Jam being the producer, and the producer is actually Sonawan. And I'm very excited to release a song. The name of the song is...
What?
The name of the song. You're gonna laugh. The name of the song is called Virus.
Oh my god, are you serious? The name of the song is called Virus?
Yes, but guys, this song is not about COVID-19. It's not about the situation that we're going through right now. So this is not going to be one of the quarantine things that I post up, like talking about being quarantined. No, this is completely different. So I think I feel like so perasan, right? But you could listen to this song after this and dissect the words from there, because although I'm talking about like macam washing yourself or like talking about infection in terms of virus, right? I'm also meaning the virus is me.
Oh, are you talking about self-love?
Right? No. Okay, so I'll tell you. You know what? Actually, I was allowed to share this song yesterday. Do you want to hear a bit of the song?
Oh, we can hear a bit of the song. Okay, y'all. Sneak peek, y'all. We can hear Virus a little bit right now. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
Record this moment, guys.
For you guys. Yo, shit. Nah, tak apa. Seminggu je. Dah nak keluar dah pun. Okay, I'm not gonna hear you, by the way.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna put my earphone mic over here. Yeah. So, from the chorus, I hope you understand what I mean. And this is related to our topic today. Okay, everybody? Cik, gila macam poyos buat like yourself as the reference. Cikgu, betul lah kan. Okay, alright. So everybody, this is called Virus. I can hear you, yeah? Let go. Ku boleh berjangkit, aku ni virus. Berakhir ke hulu, melawan arus. Sakit sikit dulu, nanti ku masuk. Bila batuk, kau masih tangguh. sedang meningkat. Mula-mula kata suara ku kurang sihat. Takkan aku duduk diam terperangkap terasing. Laguku menular tersebar walau di quarantine. Go insane, jaga-jaga di berada tempat. Jarak-jarak kini mula rapat. Banyak wajah selalu berpeng. Tanya khabar pada khabar aneh. Suara besar dalam stereo. Asyraf Nasir on the radio. Tak laku free setiap hari. Bila bersih tak perlu ditapis. Ku boleh berjangkit. Aku ni virus. Berakhir ke hulu melawan arus. Sakit sikit dulu tak cukup masa. Bila batuk kau lepas di tangga. Ku boleh berjangkit. Aku ni virus. Berakhir ke hulu melawan arus. Sakit sikit dulu tak cukup masa. Bila batuk wait.
What a banger, yeah? What a banger! So Asyraf, I know you say next week. Can you tell us exactly when? Or are we just gonna wait next week?
Sorry? Okay, so it's gonna be happening next week on the 3rd of April, which is on a Friday night.
Oh!
So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming you wrote this song because of COVID. I mean, I know it's not about COVID-19, but during this time, that's where you had the inspiration, right?
Yes. In the spirit of COVID-19 at the time, and also because this was going to be my first single with a label, and I wanted it to be like an introductory song about myself. So I was like, okay, you know what? I want you guys to like me, and I'm just trying to say that I have dope stuff, and you guys are gonna be addicted to it. So I'm a virus, and I'm gonna infect you guys. That's like, ku boleh berjangkit. Aku ni virus.
Yeah, the song is already contagious. Like, it already has begun. Okay, so many people already have recordings of that moment until April 3rd.
Oh my god.
Okay?
Alamak, April 3rd. Yeah, it's gonna be out at midnight, 12 a.m. on April 3rd. So in a way, it's on Friday, right? So by Thursday night, you guys can already like stay up late and like get ready to stream it on all streaming platforms.
Dang. Okay, Asyraf, you know what? We're gonna end this class already. Thank you so much for teaching us so many amazing things about rapping. Like, I honestly did not know a lot of things until this class. So,
Really?
Any words for your fans? To those of them supporting you from the start till now.
Yo, I just want to say thank you very much for giving the support and showing me the love that you guys have shared until to this point. And I just want to say that I hope I do justice with the new single coming out, and I will continue to make good stuff for you guys. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Asyraf Nasir. I don't know how. I forgot how to do your sign, man. I don't know.
Like this. Wait.
Yeah, we got it. That's the last thing we gotta learn. Okay. Wait, what? How did you do it so fast?
It's basically like an A. You see the A and an N. Asyraf Nasir.
Oh, like this,
Yeah. But your thumb,
got it!
yes. But your this one is saying it like that, right? You want to make
like
it
this.
like that. Yeah. So it's like a kaki. that one. Your this thing.
Okay.
You make it straight.
Oh, straight. Okay, straight. Okay, straight. Macam ni. Oh.
You get it? Because you're doing it like this, right?
I got it.
Right.
Alright,
like
thank you so much.
bungkus.
Yang Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Till next time, okay?
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, by the way, Ili. Thank you, Fly
Hey,
Fam.
no worries. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Much love to you guys. See you.
Bye.
Fly FM, today's hottest music.